I can tell you, that's what make Quakers mean.
Action, call this meeting to order, please. Please, join me in pledge of allegiance to our flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, folks. Let's start off with the adjustment of the agenda. Anyone have anything? I've got a couple, if no one else has anything. Want to add to our consent calendar. Want to add to our consent calendar under warrants, be number 25 will be a payroll warrant. That didn't get put on the agenda. And then on old business, we need to add 11.4 CEO violations for 4999 Atlantic Ave and 11.5 3515 Atlantic Ave. Any others?
What was that second address?
3515 Atlantic Ave.
Sir,
Okay, next we have a presentation. Looks like the EMS chief is gonna,
We need to vote. to
Oh, yes,
set
we got-
agenda.
a motion to accept those changes.
make that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Yeah, sorry. Now, chief, you're up.
Thanks. Appreciate you guys squeezing me in tonight. I know it's busy and whatnot. I should just need a few minutes of your time. Julie asked me to come and speak with you guys tonight. I spoke to her a couple weeks ago about upgrading our video laryngoscopes for our intubation procedures that we do on the ambulances. We currently have video laryngoscopes. They're designed to aid us in intubation patients. It's a kind of a what we call in our business a sort of low frequency, high acuity, high risk procedure. And we have these tools to aid us in doing that successfully. And there's been a dramatic upgrade in the technology in these devices over the last year or so. And we have an opportunity to jump on a bulk purchase with some other services in the area and save a lot of money if we purchase these by the end of calendar year 25. So I apologize. It's not something that we thought would come up in this budget cycle, but I figured I had a discussion with Julie. She said, bring it to the select board, have a conversation with them. The long and short of it is, we do not a lot of these, but when we do them, they're critical, they're necessary. They're done in dark hallways and basements and on the side of the road and anything we can have in our toolbox to help us with these, we should probably jump on it. Again, we have a technology now. This is the new technology. This probably means nothing to you folks, but I will pass it around if you want to take a look at the device itself. So, throwing some stats your way, just so you have the information. In terms of timeliness, these devices dramatically outperform the current device that we have by like 13 or 14 seconds on how fast we can intubate somebody with this device versus our existing device. The percentages for what we call first pass success rate, which is sort of how we QA/QI these things. It's basically 98% first pass success rate with the GlideScope 2 versus the McGrath, which is somewhere around 90, which is still good. But like I said, anytime we have a chance to increase our success, we're likely to save lives. This device has a bigger screen. It's scratch resistant, it's water resistant. And one of the biggest selling points for us on the administrative side is this device records. So we can certainly train, educate, adjust, those types of things if we're running into issues. So in terms of pricing, the sales agreement that I have in front of me from Verathon, which is a company that makes them, we're looking at if we do so now, if we're purchase them now, we're looking at saving about $5,100, and that's for 3 devices. So basically, we're getting one for free. They're about $5,000 right off the rip. And if we, like I said, jump on the bulk buy, we're saving over $5,000 now that we won't save after December 31 of 25. CLC Ambulance Service and Damascus is buying them. Maine Health has gone primarily to this exact device, so it also offers us some uniformity with our mutual aid partners, kind of across the board. So looking for A, approval, and B, some guidance on how, if I am granted approval on how to best pay for them as capital, should I split it between capital and operations, whatever you guys think would be fitting, but I would encourage us to strongly consider it just because I'm worried the savings will go away and the technology is just so much more superior to the McGrath.
Where would you take your money to pay for it?
I would pay for it out of capital personally.
Out of which line item?
Well, it's,
It's equipment.
yeah,
Under equipment.
it's equipment, but technically, again, we're saving to replace trucks. So that's kind of why I'm,
You could take it out of capital, and if he has left over in operating, we could move it at the end of the year, at the end of the fiscal year, if you wanted to.
And they're 5K a piece
right now,
with the discount you're gonna get.
they're less than that. They're about with a discount, but if we wait until next year, like July, where our first budget hits, they'll be well over $5,000 individually. So
What's the lifespan on these devices?
these would last
Depends
us,
how many times you stick them in.
well, no, these would last us well over 10 years.
How old are the current ones?
So here's the deal with the current ones. The current ones, the exact ones we have in the truck are brand new because there was a recall on the ones before that. Had there not been a recall, they would have been about 6 or 7 years old. So
And with this new device, is this the first sort of substantial upgrade in the product?
So
Or are we
I-
looking at another upgrade in a year or 2 or 3, technology wise?
I think this is gonna be the high-end technology for a while. There's other ones out there that sort of equal this, but this is definitely the go-to for, and what's nice is that those around us are using them. So, if we walk into an ER and a doc's like, hey, we need your help, our crews will be familiar with that device and it's just nice to have that familiarity, but also to save the money on the new technology as well. So.
I was impressed that there was the effort to joint purchase something. You don't see that a lot in Maine, and I was really glad.
I think we talk about it a lot and
But
then
the actual concept of doing it, I was glad was implemented.
What do you do with the ones you
they
currently have?
take them in trade and give us more money off the,
Okay, that's
Oh,
what I was
yep.
gonna ask. They
Yep.
give you discount,
Yep.
trade them in,
Yep.
trade them up.
so we're looking at spending about, we'll call it $11,000. It's 10,641.
For all three?
For all three, correct.
3,500 bucks a piece.
Right now. Yep.
For what they are, that's pretty good. You
I
get these
mean,
shots once a year with big vendors.
Basically, we're getting one for free right now, with the discount. So.
Can't buy a scope and engine for that price. In the trucking
I
world.
gotta tell you, I don't know how many of you watch The Pit
Yeah.
or any of those medical shows, but avoiding the cords and doing it right is probably a good thing.
Yeah, this is just admittedly I would have this conversation even if we weren't looking at buying them. It's a game changer. The ones that we have now, they work well. We've had really good success rates with them, but if there's any chance to improve that whatsoever and to be able to quantify that through the QA process, because we can actually use these to record and review and
And there's training with them.
Train on them.
they'll come and do a training for free. Yep.
You could train on what's been done.
Correct.
You
We
could-
can look in the past and say that didn't go well or that did go well.
Right, right.
So.
I would make a motion that we approve the purchase of these, with Julie and Derek figuring out where the best line item is to take it from.
That'll be capital.
Any more discussion on that? In favor? Stay. Again, it's abstention 1.
Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.
Have a good holiday.
You did Good time there, Mike.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty quick. Public hearings, none. Citizen comments, any from the citizens that's not on the agenda? None. Select board comments? Abden, nothing? Ruben? Michael? Becky?
Out in the community, there's chat that the town office has outdone themselves again with all of their Christmas efforts for those who needed it. So kudos to you guys.
Thank you.
And I have a few things here I'd like to talk about, just to put the word out there. I went to the region RSU 40s school board meeting last Thursday. And I've been talking about it quite a bit in the last couple of months. They are looking at doing a planned major renovation of the high school. They had a very good presentation. It was a lot better than a couple of years ago when they did it. They had architecture firm Novo Studio, the architecture firm, gave a presentation. They've been working with the school since July, going through and meeting with department heads and faculty and administration and superintendent and everyone and their brother and sister to figure out what they can do to improve the school. They're gonna focus on safety, safety. Space optimization and the fiscal responsibility. In a couple of years ago, when they talked about an $88 million budget, bond. This is gonna be substantially less. They're not gonna do an addition like they had thought before. What their thought is they need to make the space they have more efficient. So they're gonna be focusing on that. Next month, they're gonna come out with the actual plans. And then they're gonna come to the towns and start talking to the towns to get some public awareness out there on how this is gonna work. But it was a lot better than it was a couple of years ago when they did it. And it's on their website, the RSU 40's website, if you want to see the updates and the project. And essentially what they're doing is they're gonna optimize the space that they have and make it more safe and better for the community and for the high school, so we can stay in that high school a few more years, because we're not gonna get the funding from the state or the federal government to help us build a new school for $100 million or whatever it is. I also wanted to I've been talking to the town manager about plowing. If you recall, back in the last budget cycle, we had some discussion about the town of Waldeboro with the plowing of the state roads. We plow a lot of the state roads, 35 miles of it. And the indication of that budget cycle last year was that we're not getting paid what we're worth to plow these roads. So what I'm recommending that we do is after the New Year's, after the holidays, a couple of us get together with the public works director and the town manager to get the true cost of what it takes us to plow the roads. And then we go back to the state and we get what we deserve to be paid to plow their roads. What about right now? Less than 50% of what it costs us to plow is we're getting reimbursed by the state to do 32 South, all of 220, Main Street, other state aid roads, Mangtown Road, 235. There's 35 miles of it that we're
220.
doing for like 50% of what it really costs to do it. And if we can't get anywhere, then we're gonna take it to our legislators to talk to someone about getting us reimbursed for plowing these roads.
Sounds good to me.
So after the first year, we'll talk about that. The next thing I just want to talk about real quick. Sadly, people may have heard that we lost an employee last week in a horrific motor vehicle accident. One of our plow drivers for Public Works passed away in an accident coming to work. His name was what's his last
Gavin
name? Gavin
Martin.
Martin. I was trying to remember his last name. Gavin Martin passed away. Young fella, 21 years old. He came to the town a couple of years ago to start a career, and he was really found his home in Waldeboro. His lifelong goal was to make it a career to work for the town of Waldeboro and Public Works. And his last project was the float
Mhm.
down with the Christmas tree float, and he was quite proud of that. He talked to his parents 3 or 4 times throughout the day before that he had the accident, that they did this float for the Christmas, with the Christmas tree. So we want to start calling it Gavin's float here from now, or Gavin's tree every Christmas.
I like that.
And we also talked about putting a sticker with his name on it on the truck that he drove for the lifetime of the truck. It's a little sticker to a memory of Gavin. So our thoughts and prayers with his family and our public works folks. Yeah, they were all a family,
Mhm.
and we just want to keep them in our prayers and thoughts.
His father, I spoke to his father several times, but his father said that he was so proud of the tree. The last text was a picture of the floating tree lit up that he sent to his parents, and just a absolutely wonderful, wonderful young man.
So that's all I have.
So I have a great big thank you to the Waldeboro Fire Department and all the neighboring fire departments, our police, EMS, our shellfish warden, who picked up Santa came last night, arrived here, and we had Santa downtown, and according to the Chief Smeltzer, it was one of the largest crowds they've ever had. So a good time was had by all. The Grinch showed up, but he was nicer. I think it was after he found his heart grew again. So that was a really good time. I was here for part of that. It was great. Also, a big thank you to Kyle Sanderson, our EMA director, the fire department, and members, Will Pratt of the Public Works Department, who handled all the down tree calls on Friday that we had. So actually, we opened things up relatively quickly, considering what other towns went through. We had a good outcome for our storms. And the only other thing I want to mention is that there is a storm coming tomorrow, depending on who you listen to. The time is anywhere from 2 o'clock on, and the numbers are growing. So what started out as maybe an inch storm is now, from the latest I heard, was 6 to 9. So food basket distribution for the Waldeboro food baskets that we distribute for the Christmas holiday is 10 to 2. So we had to move that earlier in the day to make sure people felt safe coming out to get their baskets. And that's what I have.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Second,
All in favor? Okay. New business. 10.1, we have an application here from the American Legion to approve their license for their bingo games and a game of chance. It's a renew, been doing it for many, many years. The bingo, so it's just a matter, I haven't heard of any issues down there. And I see we got
I can speak
Paul.
to it.
Paul's here to represent the Legion, sure, if you want, yep. That'd be good.
Good evening, folks. Paul Mosley. I'm the finance officer for the American Legion Post 149 here in Waldeboro. You see our two applications, one for bingo and one for the sealed tickets. It's a renewal on both. Those are our what we work with to generate our revenue for the post that helps finance everything that we try to do to help veterans and support the community.
Is there anything on this renewal application that's different than how you've operated previously?
No, it's just a renewal. We're working with the same house rules for both functions that we've had for many years. There's no changes from the last 2 years or 5 years, 10 years.
I'll make the motion to approve it.
second,
Any discussion on it? All in favor? We'll get it signed off.
Thank you.
Next, 10.2, we got a road name request. I guess the CEO is gonna talk about a new road in town.
Yeah, there's
Well,
been
we
a
gotta
request.
officially name a road, I guess.
Yeah, well, hopefully you can officially name it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a request for a road name due to running out of numbers in the area is what it boils down to. They're not required to by that, but talking to the one of the owners of the property, we felt it was in the best interest of everybody involved. One of which is the property at 2500 Winslow's Mills Road, which is the actual place that the wind bells is going in. And then there's future ideas that Ron Davis has on putting other things in there as well that could require a road numbering and address. So in the packet that I sent to you, basically it just has a overview with the orange, just showing where that road would go. And if for whatever reason, the owners of the property that are next door decided to develop that land out back, the road would already be, there and could be extended on. So what we're looking at is the numbering system basically goes by the E911 numbering system. It's based on the distance from Winslow's Mills to wherever that driveway would be. And then we assign the house numbers accordingly. The only thing that I need from the board is a name. I did ask the applicant, Bobby Young, whether or not she wanted to come up with a name to present to the board, and she said she would just as soon leave it up to you to make that decision. So if you have
We needed brainstorming time for this. I
Yeah.
think.
Well, I prefer the landowners to figure out what they wanna call it.
and that's what I told him. I said, usually it's a slam dunk unless it's something very, but she really didn't have anything. I did reach out to Ron Davis. I haven't heard anything back from him. You could do Windbell Lane. I mean, I whatever the board wants to do, or
Worked that property years. and
Christmas
years.
Tree Road.
Christmas tree, that's what I
I
was
was
thinking.
saying
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Christmas Tree Road,
Christmas Tree Lane.
Christmas tree lane.
because that's what they, when I was a kid, they always grew Christmas trees up there.
they still are.
Trees,
Still are, yeah.
trees.
Yeah,
That
the wreath.
thing's lovely. Hundreds and hundreds of pounds of.
Oh, and
material.
I don't know of any road in town named that.
I don't think Christmas Tree Lane.
No,
is
no,
taken.
there is none. I can tell you that right now. So, yeah, just to
Big machines that Terrace used to have, I used to run them,
Yeah.
digging the trees out of the ground.
So-
Oh, wow.
So if they don't like the name, they should have been here.
yeah, no, I mean, they were open to whatever you guys came up with. So
I
not sure if
love
it
that.
requires a vote from the board, but
Love
I
it.
can make
Yeah,
that
it
happen.
does.
Motion.
It's that time of year.
Any more discussion on Christmas Tree Lane?
Is this, so you've drawn this line on here, is this an existing driveway that they're gonna build into
Correct, and it-
more of a road?
Yeah, it's basically a
And do they
driveway that
have
goes up
some
in
sort
there.
of Requirements of
is-
what they need to do, or it looks
No,
pretty good
really,
as
it's-
is?
I think it's gonna be good as is. There is one house that is going to be built up on that property on 19A. There's going to be a house that is going to be built on that, and that's part of the issue as well, is they would need an address for that. So between that and the warehouse, that both of those will be on that. And in the future, if that does get developed out back, the road will already be there.
Yeah, but I guess Mike, I think what you're trying to say is, does it meet the current standards to a private road?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. As far as the size of the road, because it is
Private
such a
road.
small private road, it basically is not much different than what it would be for a driveway.
Yeah.
As far as width and conditions and stuff. So, yes.
My house is not far from there. It looks like emergency vehicles can get up there.
Oh, yes.
Already.
All in favor? Opposed? No.
Thank
Every
you.
day you get to name a road.
You're up next, Mark.
This is perfect time of year to use that name. Now we'll move. Have a good Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
sir.
Christmas.
Old business, 11.1. 4 Bremen Road.
That's me.
Mark. Yep.
All right, 11 Bremen, excuse me, 4 Bremen Road. This one came in through PD. I received a concern from PD that there was construction going on in the basement area of 4 Bremen Road. And I did meet with the owner, Jeanette, and we went over what it was that they had in there. All of which requires a renovation permit and plumbing permits. And we didn't have any of those. So I've sent out several different notices, notice of violations. And then we don't have anything yet to show for it, so it is before the board.
You have anything you want to add to that?
I'd like to add to it. Several times I told Mark that that was a finished space. And he said no, but I have a letter from, that was a redemption center. Okay, we moved the redemption center out. The redemption center was finished. I have a letter from DEC. One of the criteria is it has to have a functioning bathroom. That's not on the letter, but if you read the rules and regulations, they have to have a bathroom, a flush sink, and a place to put water to clean everything. And it's only accepted if the owners are doing the work, where we had employees do the redemption center. Okay, Dan Goldenson was the prior owner. I don't know if you know Dan Goldenson, but I purchased it from him. I leased it for a year, then I purchased it. Dan renovated that whole property. Downstairs, he sheetrocked the whole downstairs. He added 2 bathrooms. He added an apartment. When I purchased it, there was an apartment upstairs, an apartment downstairs, and all the rest of it. The room where the redemption is was going to be a game room, an arcade room. But some of the neighbors didn't like it because they thought it'd be, too much activity. So he just let it go. Then I purchased it. We didn't do anything with it. We had the fire. And we had to redo the downstairs room because of water damage. Steve Case, the electrician, he was there. He did, he cut through the sheetrock in the ceiling, put in new lights. It was all re-sheetrock right after the fire. Okay, we got rid of the redemption because I didn't like the mess. So then I know I needed a permit. Now I know I needed a permit. But we took and put in a kitchenette and whatever. And Mark came and said, we cannot rent that as an apartment because we did not have it can't go through one door to get to another. So and I had the building inspection before I purchased it. Joe Lefebvre, I don't know if you know Joe Lefebvre, he's a contractor. He did a building inspection on it for me. And we could not at that time get into either one of the apartments because the people, you have to give them notice, and I was not the owner of it. So Dan Goldenson did all the renovations and that room was finished. I discussed that several times with Mark, that I have people that can tell you it was finished. The finish, it had sheetrock, a heat pump, recessed lighting, and a floor.
So the work was done prior to you buying the purchase
Yes, it was
property?
done prior, and it was, not the extent it is now, but it was finished. It had sheetrock, it had flooring, it had a heat pump, air conditioning, had a bathroom. Dan put in 2 bathrooms. You had to have a bathroom for the redemption. That's the law. And it is a licensed redemption. We had the fire, which destroyed a lot downstairs water damage. So insurance, we rebuilt it. We had to rebuild it for insurance to get it approved. So it was re-sheetrocked and the electrician wired it and put in the lights. So what I'm guilty of is re-renovating it without a permit
After the fire?
after the fire.
No.
Stan Waltz was on board, that he was there 8 times before, because we had cut the power, because the store, it was $500,000 worth of damage.
Yeah, I remember when the fire
Yeah,
happened.
so what happened is fire was minimal to start with, but they didn't turn off the town water. and it melted the pipes upstairs to the apartment, and the water ran all night long. So it went from a small claim to a large claim. And, so we had, the power was cut off, and before we had the power put back on at CMP, I had Stan Waltz come over. And he went through everything, both apartments and everything, and said, you're good to go, but he was overseeing it. No, that was renovated on the auspices of Stan. This is what we've done. We did this a year ago, and we were accused of somebody living in there. Nobody's lived in there. Nobody has lived in there. I'm storing my furniture. I took out a storage in there. There's a refrigerator, a stove, and a sink, and a bathroom. But nobody has lived in there.
I'm gonna go back to my memory of that property, because I would agree. I remember Dan Goldenson did a major renovation when he put that parking lot in. Do we have something from when he did it?
Yes, 2018, there was an after the fact permit that was actually obtained. And it was issued by Stan Waltz. 4 Bremen Road, the owner at the time was a Waldeboro Country Store LLC. And the mailing address of the owner was 68 Keens. That's the only recent building permit for that address. There was nothing taken out after the fire. So if there were renovations done, it was done without a permit anyway. And then again, all the plumbing that was done inside the building was done without a plumbing permit. And all the recent renovations that were just done were all done without a permit as well. There's no, what I tried to explain to Jeanette was that if they wanted to convert that into some type of an apartment, it would not matter. They have to have 2 means of egress out of each room. The back room, there's only one photo that shows the kitchenette. If you were to continue to that back room, to the right, there is a full bathroom, including a shower over there. So this right here for the permit indicates that there was only a half bath.
That's
It was
right.
associated with that.
So we moved the bathroom, that and shower. This
Again,
bathroom
all that was-
disgusting.
All that was done without a permit, and that's why we're here. We need to get a permit after the fact. The other thing is, I need all the plumbing exposed because it all needed to be pressure tested and inspected prior to any walls going up, which it was not done. So,
Stan Waltz came to our store and had a permit for the plumbing when we were doing the renovations. He was there at least 6 times.
for the renovations, it's highly possible. However, what is done there with the kitchenette and the bath
No, no,
and all that,
I'm
Right.
talking about the renovations of the store.
Yep.
You know, because he was there through the whole thing. He came in all the time to check. And he was really good about, no, I'm guilty there. I am guilty to that. But I mean, I'm not saying I'm not, but it was finished space.
The thing is, insurance didn't pay enough to finish all that, so it was set there with no flooring like it had before. We just finished it. Oh, we did.
right? But I mean,
Without a
there's
permit, that's,
things that we have to do, one of which is when I get done with permitting and stuff like that, per the town ordinance and the state building codes, we have to have a building, a certificate of occupancy. So once a permit is done, the last thing that is done is we do a certificate of occupancy inspection, and then we check for egress and all that other stuff.
Well, we know we can't use it as an apartment.
yeah.
so-
The
But
only
it-
thing is I
Yeah.
can't tear up the driveway. That's the only option. You have to tear up the driveway, and I'm not ready to do that.
So that back room has no secondary means of access. It can't be used.
Right.
Regardless if it's a bedroom or not, it
No,
cannot
no.
be used. Because it does not have 2 means of egress, period. And it has to.
But we can use the kitchenette.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna block off the back room? I mean, what I'm getting at is with the walls and everything that was created were created to make an illegal room, including the bathroom. You can't use the bathroom out back, and you can't use that room because, again, it is a single means of egress. You don't have the second means of egress.
But I mean, if I want to use the front room there next to the door as like not a lounge, but a place to go and have lunch or whatever, I'm allowed to do that.
Mhm. Yes, that's not the issue. The issue is the back room does not meet
Yeah, I
code
know
and the
the issue is.
bathroom does not meet code.
We can use them for what they're being used for now, can't we? Is storage.
But the problem is that if you had come in the very beginning, we could have, corrected all those things and made sure there was, when things were built, the second means of egress could have been addressed at that point in time, but it wasn't.
That's my fault.
So now we're at the point where we're going backwards in time trying to fix this problem. You can't just not use a room. It either has to be fixed or it has to be opened up or something of that nature. It has to be corrected. So,
Mark, I've got a question for you.
Sure.
So I don't have a picture of that back room.
I
you
do.
should,
So which one is it?
on the back of the first page,
Yeah, okay, I see the kitchenette.
here, I got colored photos that might help.
Black and white. But this is not being used as an apartment.
No,
It's gonna be used as a lounge or whatever you wanna use it for.
Correct, it
Why
does,
does the back room need to have a second means of egress?
because any room has to have two means of egress to get out of it, not just the sleeping quarters.
For an apartment,
For an apartment, but I'm talking about just. I use a place I know right now that we're working in, we're sitting in, there's some rooms that only one way in and one way out.
Could be, but that's not the way code works. So if this was a renovation, it has to be brought up to code. This is not brought up. to code.
So they have to, I'm asking this because I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'd like to know because so. Every room you're saying a new code says every room has to have two means of egress.
Yeah, there should be two means of egress in
So
order
in my
to,
personal home, I have a way into my bedroom,
and you have a window,
You have
which
a
is.
window.
Correct,
but it has to be a window big enough to go in and out of.
correct. To either a 5.0 square foot
Right.
opening, or if it's a used, if it is a existing, or it has to be, if it's a new construction, it has to be 5.7. And there's ways that they could do that. They can meet that.
Any room.
You can do what's called, I don't know if you've ever seen them before, there's dog houses that you can build around it. Build a window that's
By the time you do that, you lost the driveway. We got a fence cramping right on the other side. There's no room to get a vehicle down through there if you do that.
you still have an entrance coming off from Main
Mark-
Street,
Mark.
so.
But if it's not a bedroom, if it's just a room, my laundry room
Mhm.
doesn't have a window in it.
Mhm.
So it's an illegal laundry room.
Right, so for areas like bathrooms and stuff like that, you don't have to have that type of thing. When you have a congregating area, you have to have that. So like a bathroom would not fall under the two means of egress.
How about
Okay.
storage room?
Living rooms, dwelling areas where people are going to
Right.
be, yes.
Storage room?
Storage room, no,
So it
No.
could be a storage room.
not with
is
a
that room
bathroom,
big enough to be a bedroom?
yes, oh, yes.
So it's not just the walk-in closet or?
No. If you look at it, there's a washer dryer hookup, there's a full kitchen in there, there's a place for a refrigerator, there's the back bedroom, there
I'm
is
just talking
a,
about that one room, no, not.
I'm talking
rest
about
of
the
it.
whole area. And then you have the back bedroom that's there, and you have a full bathroom off from that back room. So,
the washing hookup is to wash the rags from the store.
but there's no washer and dryer, I'm just saying
No,
there's a
there
washer and
was
dryer
one, okay.
hookup.
Not even hooked up for a dryer.
No, no.
Use a drying rack for that.
But to bring everything back to the reason why we're here is there is no permit.
Yeah, that's it.
There hasn't been a permit and I have not been able to get them to come in and fill out the proper permits for both. That's why we're here.
You called me 2 weeks ago. I was on my way to Standish,
Yes.
remember? And I told you I'd call you beginning of the week.
Mhm.
I did call you, but I called the number that was on my Bluetooth.
That's fine.
No, but they come to find out, I didn't realize you come in the store, that I called this. No, not this number. I thought I had your cell phone. I can show you where I got it.
No, that's fine. I believe you.
You mentioned that the fact permits a long time ago and that nothing happened there.
I thought when you got back from California that you were, or wherever you went, that you were gonna contact me. You said there was options.
Well, I did. I sent out another notice and I never heard back
I've
from you
got
again.
3 notices, that's all I've got.
Well, this seems to me to be the easiest of your problems. File a permit. That's all you have to do.
I haven't, since, this is a little bit off the track, but I got a notice about grease traps.
Oh, no, that's from the sanitary district.
Well, utility district.
Yeah, they put it on there, but that's just from a
Is that
code
all
complaint.
businesses?
He's the inspector. He's the building inspector. The Waldeboro Utility
But
District
did it
does
go to
not
all
have its,
businesses or just restaurants?
basically, I'm I'm a trustee of the utility
Okay.
district, but I don't know all of them.
Okay.
regulations. But my understanding is that if you cook food, especially if you have a fire, you need a grease trap.
Oh, and I have a grease trap ready.
Okay.
I was just wondering if it was, just restaurants that went to all, like apartment building.
No, it doesn't. Residences, it does not go to residences.
No,
But
I
anyway,
have it, I'll fill out the information. That's fine.
So getting back on track.
Yeah.
On the store, on the building up there. So we need to get a permit done.
Mhm.
After the fact permit, and then
Yes.
take it from there.
That's it.
Anything from the board? Any problems with, any problem with?
No, I
getting that?
apologize. I never meant, I came from a town, I came from Bristol. And you didn't, I was chairman of the planning board there for 7 years and we didn't have to do this. And so,
The only reason we never bothered with a permit, because honestly, finishing office space like that, we never thought about it. It was brought to our attention. Your building, your space, and it was not finished when it was rebuilt after the fire, so we didn't think of it.
I didn't mean to cause a lot of trouble.
We good with that one, Mark?
Absolutely,
So
just
Yeah.
need a
Let's
couple
get
of
a
permits.
permit in,
That's it.
and
Okay,
then we'll do some follow-ups and,
okay.
Well,
You may have me a letter.
oh, I'm sorry, what'd I do with it?
We handed it around.
Well-
It's made
A
its way
building
down
permit and a plumbing permit.
Bad girl. Plumbing permit, what else?
there. Building permit.
Renovation.
Yeah.
So can I see you after Christmas?
Yes.
Okay. Are we all set?
You're good.
You're all set, Jeanette.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks for coming.
Okay, I'm gonna stay on that theme, keep Mark right up there. Talk about Atlantic Ave. Where's my schedule at?
You're skipping 11.2 and 11.3 and going to 11.4.
Any problem with the board if I skip 11.2 and 3 and just keep Mark up there?
Nope.
Where'd my sheet go? Where it is. Okay, 11.4. 499. 4999 Atlantic Ave.
3499 Atlantic Ave, there we go. So, this is, originally we had a permit for this location for a garage. But the check had bounced and we were unable to, get that individual to come back in and fill out, a permit. And then we also explained, to the owner that, per peg, that when things like this happen, they require a bank check instead of, just going with another check and potentially it bouncing. So, that's where we stood with that one. That one is, I did issue a stop work order because there was no permit that was ever issued. It was revoked once the non-payment was a factor. And it was never reissued. So that one needs to be obviously redone, and paid for. Next one ties into that. I don't know if you want me to keep going or if you have questions about that one.
Yeah,
in
let's
particular.
stay with that one because that's totally different. So that one, bottom line is we gotta get a
Permit payment.
payment for a check, for a permit.
I
Yep.
came in when I had an accident, an accident, collision. And I had no car. In fact, I had to bum a ride from somebody else tonight to make this make this meeting. So I came in with the cash. I came in with cash. 100% cash. He wouldn't accept it.
It's not true.
That bullshit. I came in with
Wait,
cash.
No,
I came with cash in my hand.
Mr. Emily, let's
Jesus,
watch,
don't-
watch,
don't-
Mr. Emery,
Tell me it wasn't.
Mr. Emery. Please watch the language. We're on camera here. People are watching. Well, I can't, I can't because it's my meeting.
Tell you, I don't lie. I came in with cash. And I came in to talk to the, I have a hard time talking. I came in with cash, I went to the office, I went to the, front desk. Talked to the clerk. Oh, she said, you're gonna talk to him. I said, okay. So went through the gate, talked to him, I said, what's going on? I got cash right here. He refused it. Now, what am I supposed to do?
Mark,
We may be confusing the issue with 2515.
No, I came in with both. I got both my cards. The clerk sent me a letter. I got the letter. I came in with the cash to pay for both of them. I gave them both. She said, you gotta talk to him. I went through the door. I said, what's going on? I got cash. Isn't cash, don't people use cash anymore?
I don't know why we wouldn't take cash.
So
Mark,
We would,
I left.
no
with-
issues with that.
I'm
I can
on,
explain.
I'm on a disability and I have only my social security comes once a month. I borrowed the money that was sitting on the ground over there. I borrowed that money, haven't got enough to finish it. Now the snow has come and gone. And I came in that day with cash. Don't tell me I didn't, don't you lie, because I'm telling you, I came in with cash and you refused it. I came in with both the cash. I haven't got the cash now, because it's been a couple of months. I've got, each month I get it on the 3rd. I get my social security on the 3rd. I came in 2 months back along with cash. I don't know what's going on.
I think I might be able to explain a little bit of this. Where we're confused is the fact that I cannot reissue a permit for 3515. I couldn't take his cash at that point, check whatever it was. Can't take it anyways because the original permit was going to be to do a renovation because this is the building that was up to be torn down and stuff like that. And we went back through, allowed him to get a permit in order to renovate that. The original permit for renovation, again, never got paid for. From that time period of that, before anything else was done, there was new construction that started for an addition to that whole property. The new construction has issues because, and I explained this to Robert, he needs a site plan to show me that he is in compliance with the setbacks on that side.
Yeah.
He submitted no application for the addition. He submitted no site plan for it. And every time I've been out there, I have issued a stop work order until such a time as we can get a proper permits with all the documentation that we need. And once again, 2 separate times that I posted that building, those
tell you
those
what,
notices were torn
I
off.
took it off because you didn't take my cash when I came in to give it to you. You gave me a permit for the garage on the house and gave me a permit for the building next door.
Renovation.
Okay.
Sir, can I interrupt? I think what Mark said was that if he accepted your cash for the original permit, if he had, you would have still been liable for another permit for the addition.
No.
So
wait.
he was actually trying to protect you.
Wait just a moment, let me explain. I've got series of, oh my God, I've got 20, if anyone, I've got 20 pages from him, from the town, explaining all this. But his way, not mine, okay. I took out the permit for the garage on the house. I took out a permit for the building next door where it burned. So it burned, I don't know how many years ago.
Several.
At
Okay,
least
several.
Yeah,
I adopted the
After, right
place.
after I moved in.
I adopted it by the fact that I bought it from the widow. After she got done renting it and renting it and renting it. So I gave her the money and I said, to Stan, not him, the Stan. I said, nobody is taking out a permit or anything like that because they want to, that I want to rebuild it. I said, I'd like to rebuild it. So, okay, we left it alone. I've had my strokes and anything like that. That's neither here nor there. So, a long time ago, I finally decided I will put in a loan application for getting the building work done. I haven't got enough money now, but that's another case. This is the plan. These are the permits. And this is the house. Right there. I got all the documentation you want to see it. I don't want to take up too much of your time because it doesn't matter. I've got permits after permits after permits, pages and pages and pages from him. The fact of the matter is, when that burnt, the foundation is left right there. I came in to take out a permit. I gave him all the information I could give him. He made out the permit. I didn't look at it. I've built 239 homes. I've never had a problem like this. Never in my lifetime. I gave him the money, took the permit, went home. I never looked at it again. I assumed he did his job.
And I think that everybody assumed that since you were here a year ago for this, that when you got a notice, you might want to take it seriously.
So I did. I do take
So
it seriously.
I think what you have to do is we're at the point where you have to pay for the permits. Is that where I'm at? Where we're at?
I need a site plan to make sure that we're not violating
He got
setback.
this permit just exactly the way,
Well,
just like it.
There are
like
two structures on the site. One is the garage. And
Right.
my understanding.
Yep.
Is that the permit that you got was to renovate the building that burned.
Yep.
And I don't think the permit included the garage. It did not
No,
include.
no,
Or just on the other structure.
Oh,
It's
the
on the other
addition.
structure, but that is being rebuilt, right?
The
garage
garage is
being
not
built-
the major issue. The garage we had,
It's the
we had
addition
a-
to the burned building.
Okay.
correct.
The
The
garage,
addition is, if everything is under the existing roof of whatever the structure is, then a renovation permit is going to cover that. And you don't need a site plan because there's no outside
But the
footprint.
addition looks bigger than the original building.
No, it isn't. The foundation is there. Concrete is there. Concrete does not burn, ma'am. I'm sorry, but concrete does not burn.
The issue that we get into is regardless if the concrete is there or not, you have 1 year from the time a structure is removed to rebuild that. You
know that.
lose the setback option at that point in time. At that point, regardless if it was concrete there or not, we need a site plan to prove that it meets the current setbacks for that property.
Because the 1 year elapsed from the time of it burning till now.
right.
Well, for a long since time,
Okay.
5 years.
numerous years.
Right.
So yes, but again, I've got to have, I've got to have documentation. What is being built? Is it going to be built to code? There's some stuff in here. I don't know, you guys can take a look through that, but that's basically the code for the international.
What has to happen is you have to come in, pay for the permit and get a permit for the addition.
I need the documentation. It's not as easy as just paying for a permit.
You see
And
that?
you need, but
This is-
isn't there, but isn't there a permit that needs to be paid? That's one.
No, there needs to be a permit pulled. There's no
Oh, there's
permit that
no
was
permit
applied
pulled.
for the addition.
What property are we talking about?
Oh,
Let's talk about one at a
515.
time. Let's,
Okay.
one at a
Five-
time. Let's talk about the easy one, the one that you,
the garage,
the
garage.
garage that you can't, that you,
permit.
You need to bring cash or
Let's get that one.
cashier's check and pay for that.
okay, now, but now,
And then I
We
had,
need to do it again because it didn't work. Okay?
let me explain. You see this right here, this is your records. This is your records. The building is right there with the setbacks. This comes from your office.
but which building you?
property you talking about?
3515, the restaurant or the burned out restaurant.
Okay,
I want to talk about the other one
let's
first.
talk about the garage first, just so we have two separate.
That's the
things.
easy one.
That's easy. You've got to come in and pay for the permit to put the garage addition on. That's all you have to do for that
I know
property.
that.
Do
I-
that.
I
So
tried.
do it.
I tried,
You need to try again.
okay?
Okay? That's
Yep.
all you have to do for that one. That's simple.
The foundation was already there.
Okay.
This is the garage.
We're still talking about the garage, okay?
No. The foundation was already there.
The foundation, I agree, the foundation for the garage
Yep.
was there. I've been on that property
There you
before it
go.
was sold.
Thank you
That
very
foundation-
But no,
that
it wasn't
foundation
built
is
on it.
there,
But-
but it was
Wait a
not
minute.
built. It
I'm
was
so
never
confused
built.
now.
So it's not a rehab.
No, it's.
This is the garage.
Building permit.
This is
He gave me
garage.
a building permit.
Is the garage on the house?
Yeah.
Let me explain.
So that's not the building that burnt.
No,
No.
we've gone
Just two
back. We're trying
separate
to
ones.
take care of the easy one first. You just have to pay
Just,
for it.
just come in,
Please pay for it.
come in
Okay.
and start over with that
All
one.
of us have our phone numbers on the website. If
Okay.
you need somebody to come in to make sure your cash is accepted, give me a call. I live right there. I'll come right over.
Thank you.
Okay? No problem.
Very much.
Okay?
Now,
The second issue is
3515.
3515. So you there was a fire there before you owned it.
Yep.
The setbacks for that property
Yep.
are only good for 1 year after
I
your
understand.
fire.
I understand. what
So
you're saying.
now those setbacks need to be confirmed whether there's a foundation there
I
or
got it.
not.
I got it all here, got it all documented, ready to give him some more money. I gave him the money for the second permit, 3515. He gave me the permit.
So just so you know, what you're holding in your hand is not documentation of a setback.
No, I'm not trying to, I just used it for, I am just trying to use this for information.
If the structure was built outside of our current setbacks and it was grandfathered in,
Yep.
it had to be
One
rebuilt
year.
within 1 year.
I understand.
We are outside of that 1 year, so
Seven
now
years.
those setbacks need to be confirmed
I've already got-
before a
I-
permit
I've
can be
already-
issued.
I've already done it. So anyway, there was a permit issued by him on the second piece of property, 3515. I paid for that. I haven't had a secretary or I haven't had I've been taking care of the checkbook myself. I had a commercial account. I didn't account for the fees and so forth. So I wrote the check thinking I had money. and
Right, but that permit's been revoked, so now you have to put in an
but
application.
I came in with cash.
That was a different,
Again, you need to come back in. And I would suggest that you come back in and be very clear
Yep.
that you're paying for $49.99 first. You take care of it, that's taken care of.
Yep.
And then you can address the issues with Mark around what needs to happen for that permit to be issued.
I agree with you. I'm just saying, I didn't look at it after I got the permit home. I didn't read it because I assumed it was done. So he wrote a permit that same day. I paid for it that same day, and unfortunately, I didn't account for the commercial fees, and it bounced. He sent me a letter 2 or 3 weeks later. And 2 or 3 weeks later, I came in with cash and tried to give him the money. He refused it. So I said, what are you talking about? I bought both permits that same day. I'm here with the money right now.
yeah, but Mr. Emery, the check that didn't clear was for the other house.
Both.
No, both,
They
He
both,
bounced to
yes,
that.
they
did
both.
you ever issue a permit for
Yeah.
the restaurant?
I issued it and then revoked it because of non-payment.
Okay,
Now, the restaurant one, the other one, the garage, very,
yeah,
like you said, that's a whole different ballgame. The other one, two reasons. One, it was revoked for no payment. Two, it was revoked because now there was an addition to that structure that was never applied for with the original
I
permit.
didn't know that.
okay.
So therefore, we have an addition now, which requires a setback, which requires, building construction plans and stuff like that. And no matter what I do, construction continues. There's photos there, please pass them around.
Because I,
You can see where I initially posted the stop work order, and then you can see what's out there today.
alone myself.
You cannot, I'll tell you right now, you cannot build on that property until you get the proper permit.
Okay. So,
After the fact permits, you start building, you can be fined. You realize that, right?
okay, I understand, but I came in with the cash for the two permits he issued. I didn't know how much the fees were. And they revoked my check, and I came in with cash, and he refused to take it.
If I could just point out that again, paying for the permits wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for you to complete the work that you started, because you're doing more work than what the
He
permits
tried to
you
tell me at the time.
sent to him. Let me
Yeah.
finish, please.
Okay.
The permits that you sent to him were not complete. They didn't include the extra work that you're doing. He actually did you a favor as far as I can see.
Okay,
So I make. Let's meet again, Mr. Emery, you meet
I'm
with Mark,
listening. I'm
meet
listening.
again with Mark. And maybe after Christmas and revisit this. Do them separate. Like Becky said, do them separate because that confuses everyone. That don't
Yeah,
confuse me.
Again,
It's not been added to in any way, form, or manner. I'm doing the work myself. As you may be able to tell, I've been handicapped, but anyway, I did all the work myself except sand the walls. The snow came, there I am, so, it's not gonna be finished now. As soon as I can get money ahead, it's Christmas time, so I only get paid once a month. I've run out of money. I've been only gonna be paid on the 3rd of January. And that's already spent, so,
Who's in the house?
he is. And I'm not sure if his son is in the second floor. or not.
What's that?
Is your son still living on the second floor?
He's living in the second floor, but he's got a job every day.
Well, no, she was just
Yeah.
I
asking.
didn't know if the house, I didn't know who was in the house now.
No. He has a job, he has to get a ride, because he only got a motorcycle. Can't ride a motorcycle,
Not in the winter.
not in winter, I
Right
tried,
here.
but no good.
So my concern as of now, again, looking at the photos, no matter what I've tried to do to get him to stop, come in and fix the issue as far as permitting, construction has continued. My fear is that it's going,
I can hobble over there, but I can't hobble over the Walden Middletown. office.
Mr. Emery, can I get the agreement that do not do any more work until you get these permits squared
I
away?
know,
Please,
yeah,
that's all I ask.
okay,
And if you need a ride, if you call and let us know, we can have somebody pick you up. Derek, I'm sure will come in the
I've been-
EMS fly car and pick you up to bring you here.
I've been so independent all my life and it
It's tough,
kills me to ask for help.
tough.
It kills me to ask for help. I've done all the work myself except sand the wall. So, his case where old school doesn't work anymore. So anyway, I bid you a happy Christmas, a happy New Year, and I will be in as soon as I can.
Please.
When I get.
And if you need a ride, call.
I appreciate that, but no more work is being done at all. It's no.
I just don't want you to forget, because in the spring, when you start again, we're gonna be back here, so
No,
let's.
no, I promise, when I get the Monday, I will be in.
Okay, give us
before
a
then.
shout and we'll get you a ride.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. I wish you all a happy Christmas and a happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Rob.
Merry Christmas.
Good health in the coming year.
Well, I hope, to be honest with you, I would rather die.
Okay, let's.
No, it's gonna go there.
Is that all you had tonight?
That was it. Three.
Okay.
11.2, the sub-receipt agreement with Maine Health.
So I just received a sub-recipient agreement with Maine Health, and basically what this is for is, because we were awarded the $1 million grant, so half of that all of it went to putting in, a portion of it, not all of it, went to putting in the water, sewer, all the utilities. In order for us to start getting reimbursed now, we needed a sub-recipient grant with Maine Health. I just got it. I don't expect you to act on it tonight, but I would like you to, I'll send it to you guys to review. But then I'd like the authorization to sign it once you're all good with it.
Okay.
And that would only require a motion, and I'll forward it to you as soon as I get to my computer. If you can just do a motion to authorize me to execute it, that would be great.
I'll make the motion to authorize the town manager to take care, to sign this after our review and acknowledgement.
Second.
Questions? All in favor?
I'm abstaining because I work at Maine Health.
And I'm abstaining because I did
So I guess it's 3,
3 and 2
0,
extension.
3, 0, and 2 extensions. 11.3 VOA update.
So I have really good news. The Volunteers of America received a $850,000 award for Meeting House Hill Apartments. So that's the first grant money that they've received.
Yeah.
That's, which is great. So they're obviously still pursuing money. Plan is to go after LIHTC applications, which are our federal housing applications, in the summer. And that would push the project start into 2027, and they feel quite excited about the LIHTC application that they would qualify. So that's where they're at. So I
They
just,
have until,
I told you at the last meeting, 2030, I think it was.
Yeah, 28, wasn't it? 28.
28.
Was it? That could be. I don't remember. But
well, as long as they start.
Get started.
Yeah.
Before then, then.
well, and they're showing good faith and all of
Right.
those wonderful things. I mean, this is a really good step. So,
Actually, 29,
Okay.
1729.
By the end of
it was in
28.
the minutes. I didn't think
Right.
it was 28, so. But
Yep.
it was a great update. I was happy. I told them that if they could do like a quarterly report, that would be great for us. Just to know what they're doing.
Being in limbo kind of sucks.
For
Especially
them
when you're
too.
the Town officials and you don't know
Yeah,
what's going on.
And you see some of the activity around. I mean, there's a big housing development going in Damascotta right now. And there's some funding from that. You know, the one up behind Piper Mill, that's
Mhm.
huge. They just built one down in, they got some federal money, dollars down in Booth Bay. So there's some dollars out there, so hopefully. we
Well,
can
but I
start
think
seeing
those
it.
dollars were gotten.
Before.
before.
Yeah.
Those projects,
Yeah.
that.
If
yeah.
construction's happening now, it was procured a
was-
while back.
Oh, I
Procured
know,
a while
but
back.
the one in Booth Bay happened really like in the last 3 years, they got the money.
Right, and I don't know how much other organizations play into getting stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know if there's private equity in it too or not. But I thought it was a very positive step,
Absolutely.
so. 850,000, I know, like, everybody's like, yeah, it's just $850,000.
That's just a drop
Like,
in the bucket.
just okay, yeah, really.
Have you built a shed recently?
You might wanna,
Right,
that might get the hole dug.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Right.
Not counting, or counting
if
the
you run
slab.
into ledge.
Agenda for the next meeting.
We'll have some CEO items, I assume. Maybe.
Mark, just
I'd like
plan on
to,
being at every meeting.
I'd like a little bit to know where we're at with 1207 Winslow Mills Road, if I know if,
Oh, yeah, Julie and I need to talk to that
Yeah.
individual.
yeah, just where we're at.
I let him know.
Okay,
I'm not sure it registered, but I let
Okay.
him know.
all right.
Yeah, the reason that it's taken this long is because that individual was out of work with pneumonia,
Sure.
and then
Sure.
there was some health issues, so.
Yeah, yeah.
But, yeah. That's where we're at with that.
Yeah, the next one I got is the 27th. I've got 2 more roads going off from Back Cove. So
The road naming of back. The
Did-
spur.
one I got a name on, the other one I haven't heard back from anybody as far as suggestions. So
So next meeting. Anything? Nothing's pressing. I'm sure we'll come up with some stuff.
Oh, we're about to get into budget season.
I would
The
like,
best time,
Most
best time of the year.
wonderful
I
time.
would like you folks to think about this whole, what I talked about, the plowing, maybe someone join
I've been
me.
complaining about it for,
And well, I'd rather not have you in on it, Abden, because we may have to get the state legislature involved.
because I had talked to the town manager in Windsor.
I like.
And Waldeboro took on these roads because the state said we had to. You don't have to.
Yeah.
We took them on. We didn't have to take them.
No,
Windsor refused to do it.
So we're gonna talk about that, and so we'll have a meeting, we'll have a workshop with someone.
And we've
so-
had them quite a long time with the same reimbursement and
well, it's,
they'll get
they
an
were,
escalator.
several were accepted well over 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And there was an agreement on that. I'll dig it all up.
So give the town manager a chance to dig everything up, and we get together and we'll talk about it, and then when it comes budget season, we'll really have to talk about it.
I need a pen.